Kolachi YouTube channel से आपको खुशामदीद कहते हैं, but this lecture will also be for the postgraduate as well as undergraduate MCPS students, FCPS students, even MPhil and NPH, MSPH, and even the NPPS and nursing students will benefit. The topic is case cohort study, and this is from the epidemiology and community medicine topic. So we are trying to give you this kind of terminology so that you can understand. First, the case means to develop the disease, and cohort means group of people moving in the same direction, whether they are birth cohort, marriage cohort, or even the school cohort. Suppose the same date of birth, people are living in the same country, can be considered as a cohort. The people who married on the same date can also have the married life, so that cohort can be followed in the study. Even the same is for the school cohort. The students are in the same school, then you can take it as a cohort. In a case cohort study, cases are defined as those participants of the cohort who develop the disease of interest, where you are interested. But controls are identified before the case develops. So this is the main difference between case control study, nested case control study, where controls are defined or selected simultaneously, or as the cases are selected, then you can select the control. But here, controls are selected prior to the occurring of the disease. So I think that is a postgraduate question, that what is the difference between cohort, what is the difference between case control, and what is the difference between nested case control and then case cohort study. This means that controls are randomly chosen from all cohort participants regardless of whether they have the disease of interest or not, and that baseline cannot be collected early in the study. As I think the fans are moving in the class, please just close the fans so that we can have a clear voice study. So the point is, controls are selected prior to the cases. Next please. Case cohort study designs were proposed as an alternative to the nested case control study. So this is an efficient form or alternative of the nested case control, or it is almost with some difference following the same design and same pattern. Case cohort study requires only the selection of a random sample named a sub-cohort and all cases. So you will select the sub-cohort, means a portion of the cohort. We will show you in the next diagram. And that is important. So that can be the second question, that what is sub-cohort. This is basically a sample from the main cohort. We call it parent cohort or mother cohort. So if you select a sample, random sample, you are not selecting with your choice or with your own will that this can be case, this can be control, but here it is a sub-cohort. Next please. So this is a parent cohort, and you can see there are 4 pink or sick people, but when the random sample was selected, which is here, which is sub-cohort, so that will be the area of study in case cohort country. Out of 3 in your sample, only 1 case has been included in that cohort. So we call it sub-cohort, and all these 3 cases are labeled as cases and failures. So that can be another option that what do you mean by cases and failure in the case cohort study. It means in the random sample these cases are not included during the random sampling process. Next please. This is I think a beautiful picture, and first you will have a sub-cohort or defined cohort, and then you see that these diseases as per the time schedule. Suppose in 1 year case 1 has been identified, then you will select the one control. Here, 2nd year, 3rd year, 4th year, and 5th year. But the point is that these controls are already selected, so you have to just take controls already selected, whether they are sick, they are diseased, whatever their situation is. So matching is not done in the case cohort, while matching is done in both nested case control study as well as in the case control study. So 5 cases and 5 controls. Mind it, these controls are already selected. You are waiting for these cases. Next please. Advantages, we can different diseases. We can study different diseases. While in case control and nested case control, we can study only one disease. So I think that is the main point which this study has a beauty or advantage or good point over the both nested case control and case control study. In this design, in contrast to the nested case control design, cases and controls are not matched. Their matching is necessary. In nested and case control are the previous 2 things, and instead exposure is characterized for the sub-cohort. So you are focusing more on the exposure. Next please. This might be the last slide. In summary, nested case control and case cohort designs are efficient in terms of cost and can be used to evaluate the relationship between exposure and the disease. Compared to the nested case control, that is important statement. I think one should remember that compared to the nested case control design, the case cohort, please remember this term is very less used in our epidemiology and community medicine. So case cohort design is more efficient. So you can have an MCQ that which of the design is more efficient: case control study, nested case control study, cohort study, and case cohort design or study. So the most efficient design will be case cohort study. So that can be kept in the mind, more efficient, and allows an investigator to study several diseases or outcomes by using the same random sample. So within that same random sample, all the diseases can be studied. So you will save time, you will have efficient data with you, and that association or that hypothesis testing will be better. So I think with this we are ending. The last one I think is the case cohort study is similar. We have already discussed this, but non-cases are randomly selected from the parent cohort. What I was using the main cohort or the earliest cohort is also part of the parent cohort. Forming a sub-cohort, so sub-cohort is the part of the parent cohort, and matching is not performed. Next please. So this is case cohort study advantages. It is similar, but it is efficient, flexible, allows testing hypothesis not anticipated when the cohort was drawn. So you can have a alternative or another hypothesis and you can test through this study. Otherwise, in the start we make the hypothesis and test it at the end, but here there is a flexibility that you can develop another hypothesis during the study period. Reduce selection bias and reduce information bias. Next, please. One disadvantage of this is, as compared to the nested case control, increased potential for information bias, because some cohort may have been established after the initial work and exposure information collected at different times. So you are collecting the information at different times, so that can be a little bit not accurate or a weak point. So these two things are as a disadvantage. And here, potential for sample deterioration. So your sample may not be intact. Some people may die. Some people may leave. So your sample, which is not actually a perfect or intact sample. Next, please. So with this, I think if this case cohort study, in summary, it is a new term, it is a subtype of the case control study, but it is a part of the cohort study, parent study, and it allows to test multiple diseases and multiple hypotheses, as well as there is one duty that the controls are selected prior to the disease, and last is it is easy and efficient study and a new kind of study. So I think if this has been cleared in your mind, if there are certain questions, please write it, and we will have in future another subtype of the case control study which we will discuss, which is called as a case crossover study. We will discuss in our next lecture. So far we have covered the case control study more in detail. This is, I think, the third video. So if anything which is better for you, I think the students can reply now. What is case cohort study? What is sub cohort? What are the few important plus points or advantages, and why the controls are selected prior? That is another important consideration of philosophy in this case cohort study. Cohort study is a separate entity we will discuss in our next videos. Thank you very much.